JumpStart IT Academy, get skilled in IT over a college degree. What we're going to do today is take a look at 13 things you should give up if you want to be successful. And if you're watching this video, you want to be successful. Okay? So let's take a look at this video here. Somebody once told me the definition of hell: on your last day on earth, the person you become will meet the person you could have become. That's devastating right there. If you think about it, because you have all this time, you have all this energy, and you have your future. A wise man once told me that the greatest thing in life and the greatest goal you can have in life is to secure the future that's already inside of you. And if you're going to secure the future that's already inside of you, then what do you need to do? You need to take advantage of the time. If you take advantage of the time, then that means you can take advantage of the future. And if you have a future, that means you have time. Another way for you to secure your future is take advantage of that time. So let's go into this article and taking advantage of the time for your future. What is it about? It's about sacrificing. There's a mindset video I did on the donut shop. Go ahead and check that out. That'll give you a mindset of what it's like for people who sacrifice because they want a better future. Let's go back to this article. Sometimes to become successful and get closer to the person we can become, we don't need to add more things. We need to give up on some of them, sacrifice. There are certain things that are universal, which make you successful if you give up on them, even though each one of us could have had a different definition of success. You can give up on some of them today, while it might take a bit longer to give up on others. Let's look at the first one. Give up on unhealthy lifestyle. Take care of your body. It's the only place you will live. Jim Rohn. I totally encourage people to eat a healthy diet. I even personally, I fast. I'll fast. And what it does is not only does it give me a body that runs better, it gives me a mind that has much more clarity. And I would totally encourage anyone, if they want to have a well-rounded lifestyle, give up on eating unhealthy. It affects your energy. Okay, that's the first thing you'll notice if you ever fast, or if you ever do any type of intermittent fasting. You'll notice that even though you're eating less, you'll have more energy. And my approach towards life is to live a dynamically aggressive life. Therefore, I need the energy to do that, to meet all the demands of my goals and my schedule. And what I find is that eating a healthy lifestyle is a sacrifice that is worth it. If you want to achieve anything in life, everything starts here. First, you have to take care of your health, and there are only two things you need to do to keep in mind: a healthy diet and physical activity. What I tend to do as far as how I stay in shape, I lift weights. If I don't go to the gym and lift free weights or lift using the cables, what I do is I'll do 100 push-ups and 300, 500 jumping jacks. I'll run a mile, and I do this 3 or 4 times a week. I've been doing this since I was 19. I've been training since I was 19. I don't even know how to do basic physical fitness. All I've done was arduous or strength training or weightlifting training. So I used to run heels and things of that nature. So what I encourage people to do is build eating healthy and build physical activity in your lifestyle as a part of your success. Then you won't have to do anything drastic to change your schedule. Number 2, give up on the short-term mindset. You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. Mae West. Successful people set long-term goals, and they know that these aims are merely the result of short-term habits that they need to do every day. These healthy habits shouldn't be something you do, they should be something you embody. There's a difference between working out to get a summer body and working out because that's who you are. And this is what I call becoming. In other words, you need to become whatever it is that you seek to become. And what I mean by that is this: learn something and master something to the point where you don't have to think about it. And a healthy lifestyle, or a lifestyle of success, or an aggressively dynamic lifestyle, what it does is it gives you a schedule of major things that you do, and that's just what you do. That's your lifestyle. In other words, make success a lifestyle. When you make success a lifestyle, all you're doing is living. You're not dieting. You're eating healthy. You're not working out. You're simply doing the physical fitness that you're going to do anyway, because it's a part of your life. So it says, give up on playing small. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightening about shrinking so that other people will not feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our fear and present automatically liberates others. What I want you to know is this: never, ever give up the best of yourself so that somebody else will feel less secure. What does that mean? That means that if you are becoming less so that someone can feel comfortable around you, both of you are not being your best selves. It is better for you to be your best self and show up as your best self and have someone be uncomfortable than for you to lesser yourself to make someone feel comfortable and both of you do not show up as your best. And the only way you're going to be able to succeed in life is to be consistent at being your best self and eating healthy, having a schedule that contains a lifestyle, not just certain tasks that you're doing. That is to me, I call that the rhythm of life. So don't play small. If you ever try to take on great opportunities or allow your dreams to become realities, you will never unleash your true potential, and the world will never benefit from what you could have achieved. So voice your ideas, don't be afraid to fail, and certainly don't be afraid to succeed. In other words, don't be afraid. You're going to die anyway. My mentor tells me, and I would encourage you, that courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the mastery of fear. And when I approach any goal, which I only take on big goals, because if you take on big goals, that means that you have an appetite for success. Those who fail more succeed more. Number 4, give up your excuses. It's not about the cards you're dealt, but how you play the hand. Randy Pausch, The Last Lecture. Successful people know that they are responsible for their life, no matter their starting point, weaknesses, or past failures. Realizing that you are responsible for what happens next in your life is both frightening and exciting. And when you do, that becomes the only way you can become successful, because excuses limit and prevent us from growing personally and professionally. Own your life if no one else will. In other words, you have to take accountability. I like what Harry Truman said. He said the buck stops here. In other words, he knew that under his sphere of responsibility, under his purview, under the time and energy that he managed for himself, and the time and energy of the others that worked for him, he knew that no matter how their time and energy was used, the result of their behaviors, thoughts, and actions was his responsibility if they were handled under his scope, under his time, under his responsibilities. Everything was all encompassing. What I find is that people who take responsibility for their part in anything that fails or succeeds, these are the people who have a greater chance of succeeding. So don't be afraid to get mud on your face. Even if it brings peace to something that you were indirectly involved in, you're going to learn from it, and you're going to become better and stronger, and therefore you will reach your goals quicker than someone who avoids responsibility and accountability. Number 5, give up the fixed mindset. The future belongs to those who learn more skills and combine them in creative ways. Robert Greene, Mastery. Could not have said it better. People with a fixed mindset believe their intelligence or talents are simply fixed traits, and that talent alone creates success. Without effort, they're wrong. Successful people know this. They invest an immense amount of time on a daily basis to develop a growth mindset, acquire new knowledge, learn new skills, and change their perception so that it can benefit their lives. Remember who you are today. It's not who you have been, who you have to be tomorrow. I read a book called Mindset. Check that book out on Amazon. This really goes into fixed mindset versus the mindset of people who have a growth mindset. And I learned through this book, I have a growth mindset. I believe that if a human has done something, I could do it too. That's that courage. I've always had that courage. I've never looked at something and gave it a second thought as far as, am I able to do this? I see a human do it and I say, well, that human has done it, then I'm going to plan it. And I have failed miserably at times, but I've also succeeded massively. So I would encourage you, take on the most foolish goal that you can think of and just fail foolishly. And you'll find that along the way, you're going to succeed massively. But you got to have a mindset where you're flexible, where you go with the flow. And I like what Bruce Lee says, be like water. Go with the flow. Take it where it takes you. Grow. Just keep growing. Stop thinking that you can't do something. Start tackling thoughts, ideas, dreams that you've been thinking about for years. Because I'll tell you this, this is why my daughter asked me a question one day. She said, Daddy, how come there hasn't been any women presidents? You know what I told her? I said, because the world is waiting for you. So whatever is in your heart, the world is waiting for you. They're waiting for you to get it out. So number 6, give up believing in the magic bullet. Every day, in every way, I'm letting better and better. Emily Q. I'm getting better and better. Overnight success is a myth. Successful people know that making small, continual improvement every day will be compounded over time and give them desired results. That is why you should plan for the future, but focus on the day that's ahead of you and improve just 1% every day. This is the drop mentality. It's just like you have an IV at a hospital that sort of gives fluids into the body of someone who perhaps cannot drink for themselves so they remain hydrated. This is how I approach success. I do a little bit at a time. I manage multiple companies and multiple brands. But what I do is I just do a little bit for this company or this brand, a little bit for this company or this brand, and I just keep it moving. I'm only one person, but if I give it my best, then I expect the best results from it, because over time, just like money compounds in terms of investing, so does knowledge, so does effort. And Malcolm Gladwell wrote a book called Tipping Point, and you'll find that as you keep putting a little bit here, a little bit there, it'll reach a tipping point, and then the flood of success will just overwhelm you. Number 7, give up your perfectionism. Shipping beats perfection. Khan Academy's development mantra. What you need to understand is there's people who have great ideas, and they don't introduce them to the market. And what they find is somebody else will put out that idea. And what you need to understand is that in this time and age, it's about speed. It is not about trying to get a patent or trying to get a trademark. It is about speed to market. And that's what the future is about, because knowledge is now starting to be contained in software and artificial intelligence and artificial neural networks. You need to give up trying to be the best, because there's going to be robots that can be better than you. What you need to do is start thinking about how to ship. My mentor tells me, build, ship, Seth Godin. He says, build, ship, build, ship. So nothing will ever be perfect no matter how much we try. So stop trying to be perfect. Fear of failure or even fear of success often prevents us from taking an action and putting our creation out there in the world. But a lot of opportunities will be lost if we wait for things to be right. So ship and then improve that 1%. In other words, people look at me and say, wow, you are fearless. The reason I'm fearless is because I have mastered fear. I simply look at fear as a part of delivery, and I accept fear. I feel it the same way anybody else does, and I still ship. I don't care, because guess what? I'm a creator. Creators create. I love the way Beethoven approached creation. He just created. He didn't care whether he got paid or not. He simply created, and we can see the body of work that he left for humanity. Number 8, give up multitasking. You will never reach your destination if you stop and throw stones at every dog that barks. So, in other words, focus. There's a book called The One Thing. Focus on one thing and put your energy at that. I'm going to have to speed up this article. Give up your needs to control everything. Delegation is celebration. That's how I picture it as a leader. Delegation is celebration. When you give something to people who are capable, then you're able to release your time and energy. And the whole purpose of running a business is to leverage time and energy, because you're only one person. So stop trying to control everything, and then you'll be able to scale businesses, scale your life, scale your opportunities. Number 10, give up on saying yes to things that don't support your goals. One thing you need to understand this, and my mentor told me this. He said, I can't tell you how to succeed, but one thing I can tell you is how to fail. The best way to learn to fail is to try to please everybody. So I would tell you, manage your yeses and manage your nos. And typically there should be more nos than yeses if you're booked solid with your talent and gifts that you're refining, so that humanity can benefit from the vision, from the gift and the talent, and from what your life is going to produce to create a greater future for all of us. Number 11, give up the toxic people. I like the way Nipsey Hussle puts it. He says, my circle got smaller, everybody can't go. So in other words, don't be afraid of giving up people in your life, because there's a reason that they drop off. If you're going to another level in life, you're going to notice that every time you go to another level, people that you thought would never leave you will leave you. But one thing you need to understand is stick to your mission. If you're here for your mission, your gift and your talent and that vision that you were given, you need to stick to it because there's people who are going to be depending on that. Number 12, give up your need to be liked. Exactly. I focused on that before. You don't need to worry about being liked. That's the greatest thing that will lead you to failure. Give up on your dependency on social media and television. If you're trying to seek success simply because you want people to see you, that success will not last long. There's a book called Built to Last. You need to have principles. You need to have a vision. You should focus on building a good product or a good service or a good delivery of whatever it is that you have mastered and execute that and focus on the function of that, the technical aspects of that, and focus on the mastery of what you're good at and what it is that you're supposed to be doing and not on who's seeing you or the this culture of how many likes did I get. A lot of the people who have succeeded in history, you'll find that they didn't care about what people thought about what they were doing. They just knew that they were doing the right thing and they kept doing it. And they became distinguished. And most of these people died young. And the people who did die young and they were able to succeed at massive levels, you'll learn they were just simply people who lived effective lives. It wasn't about quantity, it was about quality. So that's it right there. So those 13 things that you should give up if you want to be successful. If you want to learn more about this, you can check out my book, Communicate Not Communicate, 8 Skills for Leaders and Professionals to Think or to Communicate Effectively. Stumbling over my words. But go to jumpstartitacademy.com if you want to check out our flagship course, Fast Track to IT. This will allow you to navigate the IT industry and select whatever career field that you think would be best for you and carve out success for yourself in the IT industry. We also have Fast Track Through College. These are courses that help you to fast track through college and save you tons of money with your college education. I also have mentoring and coaching. Go ahead, give me a call if you need help navigating through the IT industry or you want to talk about your professional career and where you want to go and you need some type of assistance in removing roadblocks that will give you a major success or a major vision and direction for where you should invest your time and energy. Just go to jumpstartitacademy.com. I look forward to speaking with you. If not, see you in the next video.